Hello friends, welcome back to Random Hearts. Today we're standing in our master bedroom closet and I'm going to be dealing with these clothes right here. These are all of my clothes. My husband has a separate closet elsewhere in the house. His work schedule puts him up several hours before me, and to access this closet you have to go through our bedroom. And so my husband is gracious enough to not disrupt my sleeping schedule in the morning. He gets dressed in a separate room and has his clothes in that room. So I really do appreciate that. But the problem is this is a fairly large closet for me, and over time it has gotten crowded, and it might look like it's neat and it's organized, but the problem is I'm having trouble finding things and things are getting kind of stuffed in here. And so I know it's time to declutter, but that can be really tough to do, especially when you have a working memory that kind of gets skewed. So I have a jacket back here that I think I wore this last year, but in all actuality, it's been 3 years since I wore that jacket. And the technique I'm going to use today will actually prevent my brain from having those malfunctions in memory. So this is a foolproof way of determining whether something's actually getting used or not. So for the next year, I'm going to be implementing this challenge. And I'm going to start today with a technique that is fairly common in the organizing community. And that is where you turn your hangers from forward facing to backward facing. I'm going to do that with my entire closet. And then as I wear stuff and launder it, I will bring it back into my closet and face it forward, or the right direction. So after that predetermined amount of time, usually it's 6 months to a year, and I am choosing 1 year. I'll tell you about that and why I chose that here in a minute. But after that predetermined amount of time, you'll come back into your closet. So it is August of 2022 right now. August of 2023, future me will come in, and any hangers that are hanging backwards, that is an automatic, you didn't use that this year. And so I need to make some decisions on whether that needs to stay or go. Now that can be a little bit tricky because there are some circumstances that might prevent you from wearing something. So for instance, I've got this black dress right here and I use it only for funerals. And let's say I didn't have a funeral to attend in that predetermined amount of time. That does not mean I need to get rid of that dress just because it wasn't turned around. That just means that circumstance didn't exist and I didn't need it in that time frame. I will need it in the future, guaranteed. It happens, but it just didn't happen during that time frame. Now there might be some seasonal issues as well that could interfere with this process. And let's say, for instance, we have super cold weather here during the winter time, and I wear a lot of sweaters and sweatshirts, but we have a mild winter next winter, and I don't wear as many of those sweatshirts and sweaters, and so they're also turned backwards. That doesn't automatically mean I need to get rid of those. That just means the circumstance was not there for me to wear those. It doesn't mean it won't be there. It just means it wasn't there. So I'll have to just look at those items and decide, is this something I truly love? Does it still fit me? Is it something I want to keep? Or was this just a circumstance that prevented me from wearing it? So that's how I'm going to handle this. Let me show you around, show you how I'm going to do some of the clothing items, and just kind of give you a quick overview of what the closet looks like right now, and then we'll go from there. Welcome to my master bedroom closet. As you first walk in, there is a very large window in here. This window is always closed. I also have a small step stool on the floor that I use for accessing the top of my closet. I do store all of my clothes in here, and that is part of the reason why I chose 1 year. I do not have seasonal storage somewhere else in my house. The only other clothes that are in my house are in a dresser, and those would be socks, underwear, pajamas, and workout gear. On the floor as you walk in is my only shoe storage in the house for me. We do not wear shoes in our house, so this just contains some specialty shoes. I have a couple of pairs of workout shoes that never leave the house, bowling shoes, and 2 pairs of dress heels. So this is my jeans section right here. And this is how I'm going to handle going through my jeans, and all of these right now are backwards to me. So this right here is typically how I put my jeans on my shelf. They have the fold facing outward. So these right here are ready to go. They've got all of their folds facing towards the wall. So they are all backwards, and as those get laundered, I will turn them around. Same thing with this section right here. I'll have to turn those as well. Up at the top, I've got all my hangers. Those are my extras. Once I take something off of a hanger, it does not sit on the rod where I took it off. I just put it over here. This just makes it easier for when I'm laundering. I can just come and grab that whole stack. So this right here is my section of dress wear and longer hanging. And to be very honest, I have not used a lot of this in the last 2 years, but that's also because I'm not leaving my house as much. Not going to church as often, not going on dates with my husband and dressing up really cute. Right here you can see the lower rack. I've already started the process of turning the hangers around. So all of these are backwards, but I did run into a tiny bit of a snag, and you'll see that right here. Because of the way the rod is connected to this brace, the hangers can't go past it. So I'm not going to be able to slide things across like I normally do. So that will be a tiny bit of an annoyance over the next year, but hopefully we will get past that quickly. On this side, I store our extra suitcase, belts, and then these are all capris and shorts, and I will probably not go through those because I just went through those recently. All of my perfumes. I will be going through my leggings because I have not done that in a while, so all of these will get turned around so that this part is facing towards the wall. I just went through all my sweaters last fall, so I know that those are all good. And everything on the top shelf will be left alone. That is just a picnic basket blanket. And then these are my memory bins for each of my family members. Extra blankets for our bed since it is summertime right now. I don't have those on. And then that very top box, that is my only seasonal box. And that just houses all my ugly sweaters for the week at school that we are allowed to wear ugly sweaters. So I have quite a few of those. And then these scarves, I probably should go through, but I'm not going to do that this go around. I'll save that for a later time. But yeah, I just need to start moving this section right here and getting those hangers turned around. And I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. All right, well, I think I've got it all turned around. I did do all the laundry as a side note, so there is not a single dirty item in my house. The only thing dirty is what is on my body, and that is workout clothes, and they are not in this room anyway. They're in the dresser, so we should be good there. I have turned around all the jeans, or at least they're backwards for me, and everything on the hanging has been turned around. And hopefully that doesn't get too annoying with the brace in the center. That bracket is really making some of this stuff pretty tight together. So normally where it would fit on that rod, it's not fitting very well. So this is basically done. I just need to be patient for a year and see how this goes and let future self decide what needs to stay and what needs to go. So I wanted to give you a quick update on my closet challenge. We are 6 months into this closet challenge. It is now February of 2023, and I've been diligently trying to use everything in my closet. Anything that is still turned around backwards, I am trying to use. What I am finding, as you notice here, I've got quite a bit of it already turned around so that it's the right direction. But what I am finding is that a lot of the clothes I don't reach for on a regular basis, there is a reason. Either it doesn't fit me very well, or it just doesn't launder up well, or I have things I need to do with them that are special for the laundry. I'm also finding that I had a few things in here that were damaged. And so as I've been going through the closet and wearing those items, I've been taking things out that I know I don't want to keep. So hopefully in the end, we'll have a big pile that I can show you what we have taken out.
It's been almost exactly 1 whole year. We are now at the end of August, and I did begin this challenge at the beginning of August last year, so it's been almost a year in 1 month. I am going to pan around the room and show you what has happened with the clothing in the closet. You'll notice that there are still quite a few items that are not turned around. Now, I was very diligent about trying to wear everything in my closet, but it became apparent quite quickly that there was no physical way that I could wear everything in my closet in 1 year. I have way too many clothing items. Honestly, it's a little bit embarrassing, but if you are not aware, I have pretty much remained about the same size my entire adult life. So I have clothing items in my closet that have been with me for almost 25, 26 years. And a lot of things still fit me, a lot of things still look good, and they laundered up well, and I'm pretty classic with a lot of my clothing items. I'm not too much on the trendy side. So a lot of things still fit and look good. But one of the things you'll notice is that this section of hangers right here has grown. I had a bin sitting on the floor here in my closet. Basically, any time that I tried an outfit on and it did not look good, did not fit me well, there was anything wrong with it that I immediately noticed, I would immediately take it off and put it straight into that bin. And so it never went to the laundry. It never had the opportunity to come back into the closet as something I would keep. Now, there were some items that I did have to mentally keep track of that I was not going to keep that item after wearing it. And there were a few things that after I laundered them, I discovered I did not want to keep them because they were too intense of a laundry situation. And I have to be honest, I'm pretty lazy with laundry. I really absolutely hate ironing. And if it requires too much of me, I'm probably not going to wear it just because I know what I'm going to have to do when it comes out of the laundry. But without any further ado, we are going to go ahead and take any of the hangers that are still facing backwards. We're going to take those clothing items off of those hangers and we're going to put them on the bed in the bedroom. Now, I chose the bed because the bed is a nice flat surface and I can work with that and kind of see everything out as a big, large group. And I'm going to go through that, decide what things need to stay, what things need to go, and we'll see how this goes.
As I'm going through these clothing items, I'm going to be asking these questions. Do I even like the item anymore? Is it something that feels comfortable on my body? Does it fit my current size and shape of my body? Is it something that is easy to care for? Will I have to iron it or do I have to dry clean it? Is it something that is in good shape? Does it have pilling or staining? Is it ripped or torn in any spots? Do I have a similar item in my closet that I could replace and not really feel like I'm missing out on anything?
Now that I have everything sorted through and I've decided what things need to stay and what things need to go, this is not the end of this journey for me. I did decide to keep 3 of the hanging outfits that did not get used. I've got a cover-up jacket here that is exercise gear. And I honestly forgot it was in here because most of my exercise equipment is in a dresser drawer. So I will need to either put that into the dresser drawer, or I'll need to remember that that's in here. And you would think with as bright of a color as this is, I would remember. But this is great for using when I have outdoor athletic activities. Now this shirt I am going to be putting into our camper. I do have clothing out there that is kind of generic and usually fitted to summer weather, so I'm going to put that in the camper. And then I just decided I wanted to keep this one. It's a little smaller shirt than some of my other t-shirts, and it's a really soft, easy to wash up material, so I'm going to put that back into the closet. Now the dresses that I had that did not get worn, I already took out 2 of them, and I am probably going to be getting rid of maybe 2 more of these. I do have a wedding to attend this weekend, and I think I will try these on at that point. I'm thinking this is the one I'll be wearing to the wedding, but I have this one as well that I do use for funerals, and I haven't worn it in a couple of years, but I don't really want to get rid of it just because I haven't worn it. And these 2, for any particular reason, I'm kind of worried this one is not long enough for me. I'm uncomfortable with its length. And this one, I am a little bit unsure of the bodice here where it cross bodies. I did get rid of one that had that same thing. So I will have to try these on and make that decision. So this is what I ended up getting rid of out of the closet over a course of 1 year. Now I do have a few things out in my storage boxes in the garage that are getting ready for a garage sale that did come out of this stuff at the same time. But this right here I wanted to talk to you briefly about. These are all tank tops. And when I was in my 20s and 30s, they were fine, and I used them a lot for layering. But as I've begun to age, I don't like the way I look in tank tops. And even though I usually layer these under something else, I decided I didn't want to keep them. These are again tank tops, jeans, capris. Either they didn't fit or they were too large, too small. Same with these. I find that I don't wear a lot of my colored jeans. And back here, I've got a workout gear loungewear that is fairly new, but I just am not comfortable in it. Same with some of these dresses. And even my husband got in on this action. Here's a stack of things that he pulled out of his closet. I did get rid of a swimsuit, a couple of bras, and honestly, a lot of this is shirts, but I did get rid of some sweaters and some leggings. And this one right here is pretty sad because I do work for a school and it's kind of fun to dress up on the holidays, but I realize that this is a pair of capri style leggings, and in March in Wyoming it is never warm enough for those, so that is not really something that's practical for my area. And yeah, we just got rid of a lot of things. Well, friends, that's going to do it for this video. I hope it has been helpful for you, or if you've been in the same situation as me and your closet is quickly overrunning you and you have nowhere to put anything, this will help you to find some solutions as to how to go through your closet and to find the things that are truly being worn. I know that my brain sometimes forgets what I have worn. Days and years sometimes blur into each other, and as I have aged, the things that I wore in my 20s, even though they still fit me, are not things that I probably would be comfortable wearing out in public as an almost 50-year-old. So I just want to challenge you to go through your closet. This might not be the best way for you, but this worked excellently for me. I did find that I have a lot of clothing and I probably should not be buying anything else, but unfortunately, things come into my life even though I don't purchase them. My husband bought me gifts for Christmas that were clothing. I had friends that gave me clothing. And the thing I need to remember is that if I'm bringing something in, I need to take something out. That is how we got into this situation in the first place, is I was bringing in things, but nothing was leaving. So I want to make sure that I am keeping on top of that, and I do think that I'm going to do this challenge again. I think as soon as I'm done filming this, I'm going to turn all of my hangers back around. They're going to all be backwards again, and probably for the next 6 months to a year, I will do this challenge again, trying not to bring in anything new without taking something out. And I'm also going to start putting a wardrobe album together, meaning that anytime I get dressed in the morning and I feel really good about the way I look and the way something feels together, I am going to take a photo of how that outfit went together. And if I come home from work or out and I've gotten several compliments on my outfit, again, I'm going to take a picture of that outfit and keep a visual album of what my wardrobe is capable of producing. Then at the end of that time frame, I am going to go through those items, see what items are similar, what I use the most of, and then maybe try to narrow down some of my my outfits so that I'm not overusing things or underusing things, because I did find that a lot of my clothing in my closet I wore one time and only one time this last year. So I want to be wearing the clothes a little more often. But I hope you have enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, leave those in the comment section down below. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. And I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.